AI is magic, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Now, before any Christians in the audience get scared, let me make a disclaimer. I am far from an expert in the occult, and what I'm about to say won't be dirtying you with any associations with dark spirits. With that said, I do know one thing. If you should re-examine the story of Snow White, there is the character of the Queen with her magic mirror. Except that you're probably thinking the Disney version, or something mocking the Disney version, such as Shrek. The fact is, the mirror wasn't magic, it was how she was looking at it. She was reflecting. And, yeah. So far as I understand, a lot of divination processes are, at least in part, ways of attaching things that you already know to symbols, scrambling the symbols up, and then pondering over that random arrangement of things that you know to give them a unfamiliar appearance so that you can re-examine them. Well, that describes how we use large language models. The words are symbols. The emojis are symbols. And, you know, as much as I appreciate that Grok can go through an awful lot of documentation for me and pick out the relevant bits, you have to already have some real expertise in what it is that you're asking to get a good answer out of these systems. And if you are, in fact, insane, you will have your insanity reflected back at you and amplified. And aren't we all a little bit crazy at least? Yeah. This is a new age of magical practice, and nobody, well, hardly anyone is identifying it as such. Yeah, just a short little thought. Well, maybe I should say a bit more. So, there seems to be at least three things going on at once. There is the quality of, and I'm only thinking about large language models here, mind you. There is the overall technical quality of the large language model, what biases have been baked into it. By the way, DeepSeek, as long as you don't ask anything relevant to Chinese politics, is the least censored that I've seen. And then there's you. The answer, I wouldn't say, is entirely inside of you. But the seeds of the answer are already inside of you, if there is an answer to be found. And, well, let's look at my previous recording. Mr. Lee Harrington is a perfect example of this. and Eric Raymond has reported similar success. These are old men who can tell the computer exactly what they want with no ambiguity. From there, the large language model can generate a program that matches exactly what's been asked for. Whereas other people who don't know how to ask the correct question, the question that answers itself, assuming that you slap on some programming manuals, they don't get good results. I will have to be a bit vague about this, but somebody that I'm close to is in a large organisation that tried rolling out large language models to manage internal IT support. What they didn't count on is that the already existing procedures for IT support are bonkers. And their insanity was reflected back at them. People would be expected to fill out a form that was filled with very loaded questions that assumed things which were not true of the organisation, and then only one part of that form would be delivered to the person who is supposed to do the IT support. So then people would do their best to fill it out and then put into the actual problem field where they're meant to specify what's going wrong. I'm in such and such an office, I need help. And then the IT support people would only see the I'm in such and such an office, I need help part without excuse the family in the background, they might be making noise. That's not my family. They're just in a park. So they would only see one part of what was put into a fundamentally broken form. You add a large language model in there to try to make sure that the support requests go to the right people, and it's been given these answers to questions for which there are no correct answers. It doesn't know what to do. So the IT team kind of had a few weeks with nothing to do, and then suddenly got all the requests in one flood. That is what happens when the answer is not inside of you. Ryan McCoskey trying to do outros in a cool way like Leo Arini, over and out.